Hello, everybody, and welcome to Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
It's time. We're finally going to do this. It's time for JLA Predators.
What?
No!
No, it sucks.
What?
Yep, this is JLA Predators. It's written by John Ostrander with art by Graham Nolan. There's no credited editor for this book.
No shit.
Which,
No one would own up to
which,
it.
which speaks volumes. This was made in 2001. It's one of the last. It's on the end. We did Batman and Superman versus Aliens and Predators.
Yep.
That was the last.
Okay. This
is-
is right before that?
This is right before that. This is
Okay.
the harbinger of what's to come. Of
Beginning
course,
of the end.
Predator is now a Marvel property. There is a Predator book coming soon.
Oh.
Later than we thought. That was solicited. There was art for it, and then disappeared.
Well, the funny thing is that it disappeared, much like its cloaks.
Exactly. It was cloaked from retailers. And then, more people have come out and said, the book is not canceled, it's just delayed.
It's just a Predator's book? Or is
Predator
it Predator with fucking not Batman, like Iron
Spider-Man
Man
or
stuff?
something.
Yeah.
It's just a Predator book.
Okay.
It's in the Marvel
Is
universe.
it in the Marvel?
Well, here's the thing. We don't
know.
No, it's probably not. I mean, here's the thing. Marvel has done a pretty surprisingly good job at keeping a couple of their properties separate. They got Ultraman. Ultraman's in his own universe. They have Alien. Alien has just debuted with a recent series that is in its own universe.
Just Alien? Like
Alien.
aliens.
Like the Xenomorphs.
Okay.
Yeah. And to promote it, they made variant covers featuring the titular villains, both aliens and predators, but not crossing over.
Okay.
But they do have both properties, and so an AVP title is probably more inevitable than you think.
Since they have both, it makes sense.
They have both, and because there's continuity. People remember there being AVP, and there's and at least in comics, there's some good examples of that.
And it's not like we got, the alien xenomorph crossing over with the Marvel superheroes.
No.
That didn't happen.
Only in variant covers.
Yeah.
And just as before, they did it with the Predator. They had Predator variant covers, which are not nearly as good as the Alien variant covers, but still, respectable effort. People were kind of really looking forward to seeing what Marvel was going to do with the Predator license. My hope is that they will do Predator versus characters. I want to see
like
them
a separate
explore it.
thing.
I'm okay with Predator being in the Marvel Universe overall. A little more than the Xenomorphs.
Well, the Xenomorphs is a plague.
Yeah.
That's an infestation where it becomes problematic for the entire world. You
Yes.
could do a great event based on that.
You could do Alien versus the Marvel Universe and make it actually in the main Marvel Universe and have it be like epic and have stakes.
But I find the Predator mixing with Marvel is going to be a little bit more epic because they're hunters.
That's true. Well, it'll be more fun and less horror.
It's a little focused, yeah.
Yeah, well, also, Marvel, the superhero books are just action adventures anyway, and the Predator is just a recipe for more action.
Yeah.
And you have hunters already in the Marvel Universe. You got everybody in Wakanda, you got the Kraven the Hunter, you got a lot of different examples of hunters, and you have some characters that would be a lot of fun to watch fight the Predator. Whereas,
Punisher.
yeah, like Punisher
Like,
or Wolverine.
I'll kill
or-
him, I don't care.
Yeah, or Predators versus the Guardians of the Galaxy. The problem with the Alien is, you have to break cardinal rules in order to get the alien involved. Like, in order to see Spider-Man versus aliens, you either got to put Pete in space, or you got to bring the Xenomorphs to Earth.
Right.
And when you bring the Xenomorphs to Earth, that's kind of the whole reason why Ripley was fighting in the first place. And so you kind of make it
Plus,
less
also,
interesting.
does Ripley even exist? Is Weyland-Yutani a thing?
Yeah,
Like
and
that-
in the Alien book, yes and yes.
Right.
It's set after Aliens, before Alien 3, and kind of saying Alien 3 didn't happen, which,
but
of course, we're all on
If you
board
start
for.
putting Spider-Man in there, then it's like, well, wait a minute. Is
Yeah.
Stark Industries a competitor to Weyland-Yutani?
Yeah,
Like, what the hell is
right?
this?
Is Alchemex like a predecessor to the Weyland Corporation?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Is it in the future? What are we doing?
Right, exactly. And it's like,
Yeah.
no. And we've seen that.
There's
And-
just a lot more established lore with Alien that I feel like is harder to mix it. With Predator, you could do like whatever. Like,
Exactly.
So don't worry, I got Spider-Man 2099 and Aliens. There you go.
That I'm 100%
that you could
okay
do,
with.
yeah.
Yes, Alchemex's new competitor, Weyland-Yutani, I'm 100% on board for that. Hell, don't stop there, go for broke. Spider-Man 2099 fights the Tyrell Corporation and OCP, and you just get all that stuff. Now, Marvel does not have the Blade Runner license or the RoboCop license, but it's only a matter of time. But like you said, the Predator's a little more versatile, which is why you can get JLA Predator, which is why you got Batman vs. Predator, which is arguably one of the best intercompany crossovers of all time, much less one of the best Batman or Predator crossovers of all time. And of course, DC had a very friendly relationship with Dark Horse at the time, and so who was the license holder for the Predator and Alien licenses.
Right.
So, such that we have trade paperbacks that are just Dark Horse DC Comics crossovers. These collect these.
Yeah.
I bought up all of them like a rat because when Dark Horse lost both licenses, I'm like, only a matter of time before these things go out of print.
Yeah.
So let me grab them now.
This is amazing.
Yeah,
Especially before the price skyrockets, too.
this is
It's
true.
the last one you can find.
Yeah.
$300.
Right? I'm not paying $300 for a trade paperback. These things are meant to be disposed of.
This is Dark Horse Comics / DC Comics Crossovers Volume 2.
Volume 2?
Volume 2. There's another one, presumably just as big as this
It's
one.
over there. Yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah.
They did a lot of these.
They did a lot of these, and they weren't all Predators and Aliens.
I assume this is the last, though, because you got that cover and you said this was the second to last one they made.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so no Volume 3.
Oh, there should be a Volume 3 because this does not have Batman and Superman versus Aliens and Predators.
Oh, that's right.
And that's later.
And first one doesn't?
No, this one doesn't.
This one doesn't.
That's
'Cause
Volume
it
2.
came- Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know.
But
Well,
that would
maybe
be
they
the
didn't
only
get to
one
it.
left in it.
It's true.
You know, it's like, oh, here's Volume 3. It's one comic.
I mean, I would hope they just didn't collect it because it's just so terrible.
Right.
We made a choice.
This is a single issue, right?
It's a single issue. It's a prestige format book. This is the original printing. Batman versus Predator is 3 issues.
Yep.
Yeah.
JLA versus Predator is 1.
Yeah, but it's the prestige one, so it's a little bigger.
A little longer. Yeah, it's true. You're not wrong. But of course, Batman vs. Predator also had prestige versions of their own printings. But yeah, so JLA
This
had.
is this is smaller than Spawn Batman.
Yes. I think I prefer Spawn Batman.
Spawn Batman, yes. Batman Spawn, no.
Oh, Batman Spawn is just a boring Batman comic, you know, with Spawn in it.
And like bizarre hell rituals.
I've seen that before. War Devil isn't nearly as bad as JLA vs. Predator. JLA vs. Predator, you know, you got the whole establishing, okay, it's the Justice League, it's the JLA you remember, the JLA that Grant Morrison worked very hard to reestablish. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, Plastic Man.
I don't get the insistence on Plastic Man, but
You know,
okay.
me
Well, he's
either.
a key early Justice League character, right?
Not really.
No?
Like, he's been around, but
Okay.
Plastic Man's just one of those characters who's fun to use because of the versatility of his design. You know,
And-
artists love to draw him.
And his power.
And his power.
Also versatile.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, writers love to write him and artists love to draw him. So put Plastic Man on the book because he's a silly, fun character and he's insane. There's some measure of thought that goes into it.
Yeah.
So this story opens up with some action. There is a Dominator spacecraft that is on fire in space.
Oh boy, the Dominators.
I love that the Dominators are in this.
Oh, you're going to love it even more. First of all, I'm not going to point out every single scientific inaccuracy, but a ship that is literally on fire, crash landing in space is kind of egregious, even for someone like me who's willing to make a lot of allowances.
Right, like how is it burning?
How is it burning? How is it like crashing? There's no gravity.
I mean, it depends on
there's
if the station itself has enough of a gravitational pull.
It looks like there's a
maybe.
moon there it's going to crash into.
Something.
Well, okay. So the Dominator spacecraft was headed to Earth,
Okay.
but it's not going to make it because Jean has already over at the Justice League Watchtower
Right.
scanned it and is aware that this ship is not going to make it. And so his plan is he's going
Good?
to no. He's,
Let them die?
No, these are the Justice League. They save people. Life
Yeah,
is
but these are the Dominators.
Yeah.
life is precious.
Not to them. They dominate
Yeah, that's true.
life.
That's right. And
Don't you remember?
Don't worry, because Jean Jones, the Martian Manhunter, does call Barbara Gordon Oracle to let her know what's going on, and she makes a couple of the same arguments you do, where she's like, these guys aren't exactly our friends, you know, they're literally called the Dominators, and they have horrible spiky teeth, and they want to kill us all. You remember Invasion? That book sucks. Like, why should we invite them back to our stories? And he's like, all life is precious, we gotta save them. So
I hope you feel the same way towards the end of the book.
Right? He does not. So he teleports the Dominators onto the craft. The Dominators are like, oh no! What are we doing here? Attack him! And so they start shooting lasers at Jean. He turns intangible and he's like, what the hell, man? I saved your asses.
Right.
Why'd you do this? And they're like, who cares? We don't care about you. It's not in our culture to care about you. We're not grateful people.
Right.
And now, congratulations, asshole, because now you've doomed us. And as the Dominator is talking to Jean, we see the back of Jean's head has a familiar 3-dotted laser sight on the
man.
back of his head. And Jean reads the thoughts of the Dominator, cluing him into his inevitable hunting, and so he jumps out of the way, and a laser blast nearly shoots him and the Dominator, but instead shoots nothing.
How would the Dominator see the 3 dots on the back of John's head?
No. The Dominator saw the Predator behind Jean.
Okay.
We are indicating the Predator and skillfully not showing him yet, because you don't want to reveal. Because these aren't just any
You gotta
old
follow
predators.
the Jaws rules. You gotta, keep it hidden.
That's
keep
true.
the shark hidden until the end.
Especially this shark, because this shark has superpowers. So Jean becomes intangible. He calls Barbara Oracle, and Oracle's like, "Do you want me to call the rest of the JLA?" And he's like, "I got this. Plus, I gotta deal with this first. Like, I want to make sure that the Justice League doesn't walk into a trap." And she's like
Like I just did.
right, and she's like, "Aren't you in one right now?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it. And then
a Martian man.
Babs, please.
please. And then his transmission's cut off, and she's like, "What? That's it. I'm calling the League." Within the same speech bubble, she's like, "Jean, I'm calling the League." So she calls Batman, and Batman's
We're gonna
like,
get this book going.
"Yeah, let's move it along." So Batman's like, "All right." So he calls everybody. He calls the whole Justice League. He calls Superman. He calls Green Lantern. And Green Lantern and Superman meet each other in space, and they're like, "Let's go!" And Green Lantern offers to give Superman a ride. Meanwhile, Oracle calls the rest. She calls Aquaman, Flash, Wonder Woman, Plastic Man, and just for good measure, how about the Atom?
This looks kind of bad.
Oh, the art? Yeah. So anyway, they call the Atom, and the Atom's like, "Sweet, I'm in. I'm
Atom?
excited. Yeah, why not?"
Because he can get tiny?
Yeah.
Is he on the Justice League right now?
He's like a reservist member. Sometimes he's on the Justice League. Sometimes he is and you don't see him, so it's like, no.
Okay.
At this point, he is not a well-established member of the Justice League. He has been in the past, but he's not who you think of when you think of like Grant Morrison's Justice League.
Well, we have Plastic Man. Who the hell cares?
Exactly. So Superman and Green Lantern arrive on the Watchtower, and when they get there, they find the severed head of the Martian Manhunter.
What?
What?
The Predator succeeded. He cut off Jean's head, and he put it on a pike. What pike is this? Don't bother explaining it. But don't worry, because the scene is so grisly that it causes Kyle Rayner Green Lantern to barf into a makeshift hard light construct barf bag.
Oh.
He thinks to make a barf
What?
bag for himself?
Yes.
Well, he's just been a Green Lantern for so long. He just anything I need, I make. I don't even think about it.
I don't even think about it.
Like
Second
even if it's
nature.
like gross or whatever. That's just like.
Well, where's the barf gonna go now?
Well, he's just gonna eject
he'll
it into
move
space.
it over. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know Kyle. He's just gonna dump it over there.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like,
Well,
no, if you're
he'll-
just gonna heave, just heave, man.
No.
No one's gonna judge you. Oh, you heaved in the ship. It's not even our ship.
I would judge him. I'd be like, you got a Green Lantern where you could have conjured anything and you just barfed into the middle of
Or
the
like,
floor? Why would you do that?
You're a fucking Green Lantern. Man up, buddy.
Well, I'm just.
No,
This can't
this
be your
is-
first severed head.
I'm taking
no,
it for,
but
it's
the
his
death
friend.
of a teammate, I can
Yeah.
get that.
All right, fair enough. But
At least you didn't make a toilet and, like, kneel down and heave into that. Where's it gonna flush to?
well, yeah, that's the thing.
How did the Predator defeat Martian Manhunter? Off panel?
He's
Martian
freaking
Manhunter is
telepathic.
defeated.
Don't worry, there's gonna be plenty of fight scenes that are off panel. So Superman sees this and immediately knows it's Predators.
What?
Is this a trick?
No.
John is dead.
Jean's head has been severed from his body, and a Predator put it on a pike. So
Does that mean he's dead?
No. So Superman is Predators! Because Superman has had a Predator crossover
Right.
before this.
And he recognizes the pike that it's on,
He
maybe?
recognizes the move. Yeah,
Head on a pike.
right. That could only mean an intercompany crossover. Because there's no one in the DC universe who's ever cut off a head before.
Nope, never.
It's gotta be Predators.
Okay.
So Kyle's like, Predators? I've never heard of that. They never did my crossover.
I crossed over with aliens.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's coming or it's going yet. Like, I don't remember which one comes in the chronology. But by the way, Kyle does have a crossover with the Xenomorphs, and we did that episode, and it's pretty dope. The art's better. So Superman explains in like a quick and dirty fashion what the Predators are,
Right.
and they start to mourn the loss of Martian Manhunter when an unseen figure emerges from the shadows. It's Martian Manhunter. He put his face into his tummy, and he's like, haha, they would have killed me if my brain was in my head.
Oh, where is
Appar-
his brain?
She
It could
doesn't
be
explain.
anywhere he
It's in
wants.
his butt.
Yeah, he's a shapeshifter.
Yeah. He moved it.
Oh, he
He's
moved
like,
it.
He descended his brain into his ass right before Predator killed him.
His brain is always in his ass.
Damn right.
Now look at me, I'm like Krang.
So Martian Manhunter is like, would someone be good enough to give me my head back? And so Superman like puts the head on Jean, and because he's a shapeshifter, he's able to just reabsorbs it.
Has he ever done this before?
I've never seen that before in my life.
It's like he's cut off his arm and then just flops around. Oh, look!
I've never seen that.
So weird.
Then again, they don't normally fight villains that could cut you in like pieces.
Isn't he like super strong?
Yes.
Like how could someone just cut his head off?
How indeed. These are not your regular run-of-the-mill predators.
Oh.
So Batman arrives and he's like, oh, because basically,
Well, thank God they have a lazy boy for him to sit on.
well, Green Lantern thought of that for him.
Oh, that's a green. Yeah, that's a construct. Lazy
Yeah.
boy. That's freaking amazing. Okay.
So Jean's like, I don't understand. I should not have been able to be beaten by predators,
right.
because I should have been able to sense their thoughts. Can predators block telepathy? And Batman's like, no, they can't.
How do you know?
Nobody can.
Right? How do you know?
Yeah. Well, I've dealt with predators too.
Yeah,
And
3
but
times.
you're not
I
freaking
tested their
telepathic.
telepathic ability somehow.
Yeah, no, you have not. We need to break up into teams because in the commotion, the Dominators used the teleporters and went to Earth.
Oh, well, there's only 3 of them.
There's only 3 of them, but they're in 3 different locations. They didn't all go to the same place.
Okay.
So we got to break up the entire Justice League into 3 different teams.
What about the Predator?
We're dealing with the Predator.
Can the Dominators like shapeshift and
No.
look like? So
Nope,
what's
so
the
they're just like, they're just running around.
Running
yeah? What's
around
the concern there?
Metropolis.
It's 3 of them. It's
I
not an
know.
armada.
Can't like the military deal with that?
Yeah, do we really need to go and add the personal touch to these Dominators? Well, no, because they know the Predators are also involved. Like, the Predators are involved with the Dominators.
Right. Oh, maybe the Predators will be hunting the Dominators, and so we.
Because that's the idea. Is the Predators are
Right.
hunting the Dominators. And so if the Dominators go to Earth, it means that they're going to lure the Predators to Earth, so we got to
Right.
send a contingent to deal with them in the event of the Predators. They're not worried about the Dominators. They just need to go collect them.
Right.
They're watching the prey.
Yeah. So
All right.
they send their teams. And so Plastic Man, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman go to Venice, because that's where one of the Dominators teleported to.
Okay.
And they are attacked by an underwater predator.
Plastic Man has made himself
Into a
a
gondola.
boat
Yeah.
that Wonder Woman and Aquaman are sitting in.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like that.
Well, you're not going to like other transformations that Plastic Man is about to perform for you, I promise.
Water attack?
It seems like there's some aquakinesis going on.
Oh.
I was gonna say it's one of the freaking Pokemon.
Right. It's Blastoise. So
Blastoise.
Wonder Woman bails, and when she gets to land, she is attacked by an invisible cloaked predator who has an invisible predator whip. She gets electrocuted by like a predator whip.
Right. Okay.
So Plastic Man,
Oh my God!
he turns into a plane,
Yes, he does. That is horrifying.
and the predator that he is fighting also turns into a plane. And the two of them have an air battle.
What?
Because if you haven't already figured it out, they've made predators
for
that-
everyone.
for every member of the Justice League.
What?
That the idea is
Is there a tiny predator for the Atom?
there is a shrinking predator. Yes.
See, if you just changed up your roster,
Right?
this wouldn't be a problem.
Why is this starting with them attacking the Dominators if they were clearly like
Well,
designed to target the Justice League?
Because it's an experiment gone awry, Ethan. The Dominators encounter the Predators. They capture the Predators, and then they cloned Predators.
No, there is no way the Dominators captured the Predators. That's where I have a fundamental flaw.
They
with
they're
this.
did.
the Dominators. They're a
They
super
dominate.
powerful race.
So they dominated the Predators. They then cloned new Predators that have the powers
To
of
fight
the
the
Justice League to
Justice
fight
League.
the Justice League and take over, and then dominate. That's what they do.
So this was all a Dominator's plot.
Yeah, but what they didn't count on is that the Predators went rogue and
Yeah,
then started
of course.
hunting them.
Yeah, of course they did.
So then they tried to escape.
So now they're like super predators.
So the Dominators can just replicate the powers of the Justice League.
Yeah.
well,
What?
Well, maybe predator DNA is like fundamentally like really fungible and easy to manipulate.
It must be, because that is the absolute plot of The Predator, which I don't count as canon because it sucks.
And
That's
it's not a
right.
predator.
Oh, don't. But that's what the Predator is. That the Predator's plot is that the Predators are constantly changing their DNA.
Yeah, they're adding things in to make themselves like the ultimate race.
That's right.
Oh, they're
And
like
so,
they're like technology. They're like upgrading their technology.
no, they're
of
upgrading
themselves.
their
well,
their
yeah, but their body
yes,
is
their technology.
It's just
so-
another thing to upgrade.
Yeah, it's garbage.
and
Yeah,
make
so-
it into a better fighting machine.
Yeah, so our Predator, like, he's there, and he actually wants to make a deal with humanity because he likes hunting humanity. But these Super Predators, the Super Predator shows up, and he's, like, way more powerful and just too much for
And I
a
got
Predator.
dogs.
Right.
And he's got Predator dogs. And
Predator
even though we
dogs.
saw Predator dogs in Predators, and they're way better because, like, they don't look like Predators.
Right.
These Predator dogs that are in the Predator, yeah, they're absolutely just Predator dogs. They're dogs that have Predator faces.
Like this is a plane that has a Predator face on it.
Yeah. By the way, apparently you can also tame a Predator dog by shooting it point blank in the head with a regular gun.
Yeah, so, it gets brain damage and then it likes us.
Yeah, and then it's cute like a regular dog.
What?
Because The Predator is a really good movie. So Aquaman is attacked by, like, an underwater predator. Like a water predator.
Yep, water Predator. Yep. Does he have aquakinesis?
Is it
that
made
what-
of water?
Seemingly... No. Maybe...
Is this? He looks like this because he's cloaked, maybe.
Yeah, I think he's cloaked.
Yeah,
But he does look like water, and it's not like he fires a laser at them. There's like a beam of water that he fires at them. So I guess when they were cloning Arthur, they also must have gotten some element of Atlantean aquakinesis or something.
Question about Plastic Man.
Yes.
He fashions himself into a jet fighter.
Yes.
How does it propel itself forward?
He sucks air in his mouth and he shoots it out his ass.
Yeah, he farts really hard and flies around space because there is no way for him to be able to do that.
Right, like a plane has like an engine.
Yeah.
It, like burns fuel and.
Yep.
I mean, he could turn his internal organs into propellers that just like spin like
Yeah,
a turbine.
but that's not what we see.
we don't
I mean,
see it.
it would be internal to this portion here, but
Maybe he's gliding, and it's just looking like a propulsion jet.
Can Plastic Man just fly?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay.
no.
He would have to be a prop plane or something. And even then,
And he can't shoot rockets. The other Predator plane is shooting freaking laser blasts.
Yes,
well,
he is.
They have armor, I guess. All right, I'll let that one slide.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
so they're losing. They're getting their butts
Yeah.
kicked by these three predators because they're super predators. And so Plastic Man just notices a Dominator and he grabs it and he's like, let's just leave.
I do stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he collects his teammates, and the underwater predator, he kicks Arthur so hard out of the water that Arthur's just like launched out of the water. So Plastic Man elongates his mouth and scoops up Aquaman in it, and then turns himself into a speedboat and drives away. Again,
I'm done with this book already.
So yeah, he could. So Plastic Man can produce moving like parts from his body.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
what? Okay, I remember in The Dark Knight Strikes Again, Plastic Man turns himself into an egg beater. It's like, yeah, that's a simple machine.
Yeah.
You know, that's like T-1000 rules.
Yes.
He can turn his own crank,
Yeah.
but no, the T-1000 can't turn himself into a bomb.
Nope. You could do what?
Knives
Solid
and stepping-
objects, knives and
stabbing
stabbing
weapons.
weapons.
yeah.
He can't form complex machines.
Yeah. It doesn't work that way.
Other bombs have chemicals, moving parts. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, well, Plastic Man can turn himself into a jet. Fuck you,
Yeah,
I'm a
he
jet.
just-
You know why? Because Jerry Ordway don't give a fuck. Because Jerry Ordway is like 2 steps away from being like, what the fuck is a predator anyway?
I've never seen any of this.
Because like this is, I promise you, Jerry Ordway's
Hey.
seen maybe half of one predator movie.
You know what? I get that. You don't know what a predator is, but you know what Plastic Man is.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing I do know is that I want to see Plastic Man turn himself into a fighter jet, a speedboat,
And I can't in
a
normal
gondola.
books, but I
Okay,
can.
gondola
in
works.
Predator
no one's-
versus
It's just a
JLA.
shape.
I
It's
mean,
like a
obvious-
canoe.
You know what it is?
Yeah, the gondola you can
There's
do.
no editor.
Right.
So
There's
he-
no one
so
to say
all
like
bets
Plastic
are
Man
off.
can't do that,
Yeah,
so he does.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. God damn it.
So Plastic Man's like calling to Jean. He's like, dude, I gotta get teleported out of here. Take the team. We're getting our butts kicked. And Jean is ignoring them. And it's not because Jean is like, yay, fellow aliens, I'm teaming up.
excellent.
No, he is just being a dick because he knows there's a predator reverse hunting because he's being hunted.
Right.
But he's also using
he's
that
just too
opportunity.
busy to help.
He's like deliberately luring the predator that's left behind to fight him. And he's just not helping his teammates. I guess because they would complicate things.
Okay.
Why does it just set the Watchtower on fire and leave? Problem solved.
Yeah, that's true.
You normally like hot environments?
Right?
This is one you're not going to enjoy.
So meanwhile, in the Amazon at a pyramid,
yeah.
Flash, Green Lantern, and Atom are dealing with their predators. It's a fast predator, it's a Green Lantern predator, it's a shrinky predator.
Whoa, how's the Green Lantern predator
The Green
work?
Lantern predator is yellow. And Jerry Ordway does not know
That
Kyle Rayner
is not
weak
vulnerable
to yellow.
Does he have a
I
ring?
wasn't even thinking that.
He does not have a ring. there is a Predator on the Sinestro Corps. It's in wide shots and it never has any dialogue or anything. But if you go back and you look at stuff like the Sinestro Corps War and other stuff, you will see a Predator wearing a Sinestro ring.
Right.
That Predator's like, fuck the clan. I'm hanging out with these guys.
That's fair.
This is awesome. But no.
There's a Flash Predator. They are screwed.
Yes.
No, because they got the Flash, so they'll just stalemate
Yes.
against the Flash.
Yeah.
If it was Flash Predator against anyone
which
who
Flash
doesn't have
is
the
this?
Flash with them.
This is Wally West.
Wally
Flash.
West, yeah.
He's
I'm sorry. He's not Barry Allen.
right. Yeah.
Barry
I don't know
Allen.
anything about comics. I know that Barry Allen's the only good
I
Flash.
feel like Jerry Orwell's like, which Flash is this? I don't even know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
who
What do you mean,
cares?
which Flash?
There's nothing to
like,
indicate.
The Flash.
Well, one's dead still, so it's the other one. Kyle's getting his butt kicked by the yellow Predator, and
Yeah, I will say he does acknowledge that he thinks to himself, my ring doesn't have any weaknesses. How
Yeah,
is this happening?
how is this possible?
So the writer did know.
but the writer also doesn't tell you why.
right.
So
It's just-
How is this
it's just-
possible?
somehow the
actually
Predator is
worse.
able to
Not gonna
counter
tell you.
his green ring.
because it could just be, oh, he forgot. That's okay. But
Right.
no,
No,
instead,
it's just
Green
like-
Lantern's like, why is it that I'm weak to yellow and I'm not normally?
And we never find out.
And we never find out.
Never addressed, never explained.
So the Atom shrinks down. He's like, can this Predator shrink? And the Predator's like, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And so Adam just basically kicks an electron at the Predator and it shorts out his equipment.
That's how small he can get?
Oh, he can go subatomic.
Jesus.
Yeah. It sounds like we just made an Adam fan.
He can
No.
electrons.
Yeah.
Like they're a physical ball.
Yes.
Well, they're not.
Flash is getting his butt kicked by the Speed Predator, and he thinks to himself, there are 2 strikes on me, a third one, and I'm out. Like, because he has 3 hit points.
What?
I know what you're going
Like
for.
a game?
Like a game.
Well, I got tagged twice.
I can't survive a third. It's like,
Right.
okay.
Because he has two like wounds.
Yes.
Maybe it's like I don't know if it's gonna be 3 or 4. I know I'm like close to not being able to like fight anymore.
Yeah.
You're a little boy. You like baseball. Here's a baseball analogy.
So Flash just grabs the Dominator that they need.
All right.
He gets him first. When they first arrive, they're like, okay, we gotta look for the Dominator. And Flash is like,
Yeah.
got him.
Flash found him.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, got him. No problem. And so Wally calls Jean. Jean ignores the call.
Again.
Yep.
And so Jean's like, okay, Predator, come on. I got you. Come on, bring it on. Meanwhile, Batman and Superman.
Your Predator's telekinetic. Or telepathic. He knows what you're thinking, man.
Right. Batman and Superman are in England, where they arrived. They arrive at an area where they talk about Beatrix Potter for a second, just for no reason.
Okay.
The person who wrote the Peter Rabbit
Yeah,
books.
Peter Rabbit.
Yeah, they're at this beautiful area, and Superman's like, wow, what a beautiful countryside. And Batman's like, well, you can thank Beatrix Potter. You see, she used the profits from her books to buy up a bunch of farms and then turn that property into a national trust.
Oh, okay.
And Superman's like, that's really interesting, Bruce, but like we're trying to fight predators right now.
I'm just saying
What's that
it's
have to do
very
with
interesting.
what's happening in this book, though?
Yeah, and then
And
nothing.
I was wondering about doing the same thing with Gotham, and it all went to shit.
Yeah. Superman just goes and grabs the Dominator. He's like, okay, well, we're done.
All right. Well, this conversation's over.
All right, this is very weird. There's a weird side to you, Bruce.
Yeah. I'm not sure why this is part of this adventure.
He grabs the Dominator and he gets punched because there's a super predator. Like a
Oh,
Superman predator.
Yeah, and that
Superman
one is
Predator.
wrapped in the cave of
His people.
birth.
Yeah.
Oh my
If you actually look closely, there's the Wonder Woman predator has a W on his chest.
Yeah, they've all got a little
I saw the
symbol.
Flash one, yeah.
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give him a pass for this one because the predators didn't dress themselves.
How do
Right,
you
the
know
Dominators
which
did.
predators what and what powers
You
they
need that,
have?
but
Oh.
the Dominators outfitted the Predators when they first created them. Like so, it was done as a poetic way of giving the League their just desserts. That's okay.
Whatever.
Whatever.
I mean, if you're doing this stupid concept, then fine.
Yeah.
All bets are off.
So Superman fights his Predator. Meanwhile, Batman fights his Predator. And like this is where I'm like, hey. There's been 3 Batman Predator crossovers. He fights a Predator. The Batman Predator is just a Predator. But this Predator also has like darker armor, to show that it's the Batman Predator.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah, what about it is Batman, though?
Come on.
They killed my parents.
It's got a little bat icon.
Yeah. God damn it. Come on.
Maybe
I
this
throw-
predator's parents were killed by
they killed this
the
predator's
Dominators,
parents.
Yeah.
or something.
I just said.
I thought you
you
said
said
this
the
predator killed my parents.
Killed
No.
Batman's parents.
No, no.
It's
They
like,
killed
no,
the
Joe
predator's
Chill killed his
parents.
Batman's parents. All right.
No, they created a predator Joe Chill, and then that predator's only job was to hunt the predator's parents.
I was also attacked by predator bats.
Yeah,
They're
well,
like bats, but they have predator mouths.
Does this predator have like gadgets?
or it's like a brilliant strategist or something.
Is it a billionaire?
It's like the Bizarro analogy. It all breaks down. Does he say bad bye? Does he live underwater?
Does he do anything Batman
no
related?
No.
He just
looks a
all you
little
s-
like Batman.
And he doesn't do anything except go like, rah.
Well, we're almost done.
Yeah.
So John teleports the whole team back to the Watchtower, and they're like, "What the hell?" And John's like, "Oh, don't worry. I had to fight a predator, and I had to kill it I'm sorry. I know I just said all life is precious, but like I had to kill that
I was
predator.
full of shit.
I was full of shit, and I killed that predator with extreme prejudice. There's no fucking way.
I also mounted its head on a pike.
no,
How do
yeah.
you like it?
It's just dead in a corner." And so that fight, the epic fight that like Jean had with this predator,
That we cut away to twice.
we
of
never
him
see.
waiting.
It's off screen.
God damn it.
So then Batman's like, "Okay, Dominators," because they got all the Dominators, and they're like, "No, don't punch me."
These
Yeah.
3 people captured predators.
Yeah, these 3 guys. Oh no!
The Justice League.
Batman yells at them, and they explain how they created them.
Uh-huh.
And then Superman's like, "Everybody shut up, because I can already tell that all the predators that we were fighting, they're here now." Well, they arrived.
They're on the
They're on the Watchtower now.
they're on the Watchtower now. They all got here at the same time.
Yeah, so all the predators have arrived.
All right.
So the Green Lantern Predator tries to attack Green Lantern,
Uh-huh.
but Arthur, Aquaman, gets in the way, and he's like, "Hey, Kyle, if your Predator had attacked you, he might have had a chance. But he fought me, so he's going to lose. So what do we got to do? We got to trade partners.
Switcheroo.
We got to do the switcheroo." And Superman goes, "But none of you are equipped to fight my Predator, so I'll just go fight the Superman Predator." So, so Superman fights the Superman Predator by himself.
I want Batman to be like, okay, no,
Right.
because I can easily take him down.
Yeah. Let me get my Kryptonite anti-Predator ring.
Is he weak to kryptonite? This logic makes no sense because, like,
The Flash Predator could kill all of them.
well, yes. Also, like, we gotta mix it up so that we're fighting ones that have different power sets.
Yeah.
But then they're fighting you with a different power. Like, they would have the same advantage that you think that you have.
Aquaman is strong against Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And
Except
it's
he's
only
not. Like, it's not like they're not Pokemon where it's like he's weak to fire because he's.
Yeah.
This is a Mega Man where it's like, oh, you're weak
I
to
have to
fire?
use Leaf Blade on Bubble Man or
Of
something.
course. So they
Someone's
just-
gonna correct me on that and be
Yeah.
like, that's not
Oh,
what you
no.
do.
Batman
Yeah.
takes down the Flash Predator because fuck you.
What?
Yep, he just jumps on him.
What?
What?
The Atom Predator jumps into one of them, the Aquaman Predator, and he goes, "Let's see if you could deal with me from the inside." What does that mean? It doesn't. We never
means
see it. But
I
let's
jumped through your heart and
Yeah,
then
I'm gonna go in there and start just ripping organs
Let's just
apart.
assume that he crawled up the Predator's butt and then just grew big.
No, he can go subatomic. He doesn't have to crawl up the butt.
That's true.
Yeah, he can go through any.
Like a sweat gland or something.
Yeah, anywhere. Yeah, and then just poof.
Yeah. And then Jean does a brain scramble on the Atom Predator, signaling that he could have done a brain scramble on all the Predators
Yeah.
Wow.
at any point.
But then we wouldn't see all of the Justice League fighting all of these different versions of
But
themselves.
even then, you only get like maybe 3 panels.
Wow.
Is this supposed to be climactic?
I think it is, because we are at the climax
Because
of the
this
story.
is the end of the book. Batman gets an assist with the Flash Predator from Green Lantern. That at least makes sense.
Yes.
Green Lantern might have a chance against the
Couldn't they have done
Superfast.
this
Yeah.
at any time when
Yes.
they were all split up? Be like, well, there's 3 of us and 3 of them.
Yeah,
they
Just
didn't
take
figure it
someone
out.
else's
Yeah, they
partner.
didn't
weren't-
get the idea.
They
until-
weren't smart enough to think of this plan that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, and Aquaman has like a real personal problem with the Aquaman Predator. I guess he's just like, I'm already pretty useless here on this team. So like, if
I'm
there's a
in space,
redundant
there's no
Aquaman,
water.
yeah. So he takes out his own Predator, and then Superman
No,
shows
you have to
up.
stick to the plan. Don't attack your
You
own.
came up with the plan in the first place, asshole. So then Superman appears with his Predator, and he's like, I've defeated my Predator. Off screen. Don't worry about it.
Don't ask how. I killed him.
He goes, there's still one left, and then he smashes it into the ground. He goes, there. Now it's defeated. And then they're all just like laying splayed out on the ground, and Batman's like, hold on a second. And Superman's like, yeah, they can hurt themselves. They can blow themselves up if they're defeated.
Right.
And then one of the Predators mounts his shoulder cannon and fires it at the hull.
What?
Superman and Batman declare that Predators have like a self-destruct maneuver.
Yeah.
And so the Predators prove them right by not using it, and instead just shoot the hull of the ship. And then all the Predators get sucked out the hull. Plastic Man grabs the Dominators, Green Lantern plugs the hole, and all the Predators die in the cold vacuum of space.
The Predators kill themselves by not killing themselves normally.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
They do it because they think they're going to kill everyone by sucking them out into
Right.
space, as opposed to how they normally do it, which would have worked.
Well, maybe the Dominators didn't give them the self-destruct bomb.
There's no way that they didn't. Because you see their wrist gauntlet,
It's got the thing on it.
and it has the thing on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
That doesn't blow up.
You know, that's a power regulator. That's what regulates their ability to copy the Justice League's powers or something. It's not, by the way. It's just an oversight. So the Justice League give them a ship. They have them lying around.
Oh, we got a billion
Yeah.
spaceships. We just have spaceships out the fucking ass.
Oh,
up here.
yeah.
Sometimes aliens show up, we gotta send them home.
That's right. And so they load in the coordinates to their ship, and they can't be reprogrammed, so they can go off course and go back to Earth and I guess like sightsee, since that's what the friggin' Dominators were doing in the whole book in the last.
Oh, look, we went to Venice and the Amazon
Yeah.
and this weird forest in England.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very conscious about forest conservation.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. They may dominate, but they're also cultured.
I don't understand. Why would they send the Dominators back? Why wouldn't they put them in like jail?
Well, because like there is no jail for Dominators. What are you
Why
gonna
not?
do? Well, because
Jails for like Lex
Yeah,
Luthor and
we
Killer
have
Croc
super
and crap.
jails.
yeah, but they're from here. These are aliens.
So keep them.
No.
Imprison them.
Then
Yeah.
they're like war criminals. Forget it. No, so they send them back.
They invaded.
Yeah, shouldn't Earth be like? Shouldn't like the UN or whatever be like reaching out to the Dominators to do like
a
a
humanitarian effort or
Well,
some kind of like.
to report them like, hey, we captured these people.
Yes.
You got to deal with them.
I assume there is no protocol.
Okay, no, the UN would not call the Dominators and be like, you gotta collect your people. They don't want the Dominators back.
That's true.
Well, here's the thing. Like, are we at war with the Dominators? Do we have diplomatic relations with the Dominators? How does that
I
work?
mean, I think only on the superhero level. You know, I don't know if the U.S. government or the UN is in any way involved.
There should be a way
I
to
agree.
deal with aliens that show up in the DC universe, since that's the thing that happens all the time.
It does happen a lot.
I think it's called the JLA.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Earth just lets a handful of people deal with all relations with
interstellar
all
relations, yeah.
Like, no. Governments would want some
but
say in what happens.
Well, that's very true. But you know what?
Usually they're hostile.
Yeah. Usually we're helping you out.
You tell me one species other than Superman and John
Right.
who are
And
a-
even then, there are bad Kryptonians. There's
that's
bad
right.
Martians.
yeah,
That's right.
There's bad cores.
Yeah. There's there's
lanterns?
bad lanterns. So anyway, they put them on the ship and they go, get the hell out of here. And the Dominator's like, we don't understand your ways because we gotta.
We tried to kill you.
we
and
gotta. Yeah.
I don't
and
understand. You
saved our-
didn't dominate us.
Yeah. No.
Dominate me.
Yeah, that's all I understand.
That's the whole reason they did this. It's just so they would have like an S&M relationship with the JLA. So.
I meant mentally, man. Mentally.
Sure you did. So we tack on a moral lesson at the end about how, well, you showed us kindness, but we only showed you rage and domination. Why? And they're like, maybe one day you'll learn. And then they send them away. And the book ends, and you're like, why did you waste this opportunity?
Maybe one day they'll learn. Not the Predators, though.
No.
Screw them.
Yeah,
They can die.
They can die. Superman literally.
Not only can I kill
Well,
one of them
they-
as John, but the rest can just die in
Well,
the vacuum of
they
space.
died by their own hand.
Yeah.
I would have saved them, but
Not John's.
Superman easily could have, and he says, they're gone. They're sucked out. It's over.
well, you could just fly
What a
right out
shame.
there and grab
Nope,
them.
it's over.
Yeah, Green
Too late.
Lantern could go out and,
They're
put a
wearing
bubble around them.
masks.
Yeah.
We've established on this show, those masks definitely have air intake or whatever the hell they breathe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Superman's like, I don't have to save you.
Batman's like, get out of here. That's my line. So
Oh,
JLA
that's
Predator.
dark. I like it.
Yeah, nice. JLA Predator. It sucks so much.
Yeah, this is absolute garbage.
There's
Yeah, this
nothing
is really
redeemable
bad.
about it. It's not like
art's bad.
The art's bad. The story sucks.
Well, they treat it like a joke.
Yeah,
They're like,
but they
oh,
don't,
this
like-
is
but
stupid,
they're
goofy
fun.
concept.
Like, I've seen jokes.
We saw good versions of this.
Listen.
Where Batman crossed over with the Predator.
well,
It's a-
I know, but that
it's
they
a
took
good
seriously. This, they
concept.
decided to make a stupid joke out of it, but not tell any jokes.
Right. So it's like sports night.
It's a
Gotcha!
J4 right there.
20 years late, but I got you.
This whole episode
It's
just a show
the whole
of
show,
Sports Night.
The whole show
Not
has
funny.
been leading up to me getting the chance to dunk on Sports Night. That's the last episode of Back Issues, JLA versus Predators. Just so I could fucking dunk on Sports Night. That was you
From
25 years ago.
Yeah, like
1998. Like, when did that show end?
Jesus.
It only has like one season.
Do we drop the balloons into confetti now?
Nailed it.
That's this joke 6 years in the making.
Nailed it. The reason why I brought this up is because I don't know. I thought it'd be fun to talk about it. It turns out it wasn't, but like
It's an angry
It's a little fun.
story. You
Here's-
don't
here-
leave happy.
you know what it is? Here's the thing. Because it's another one of those cautionary books on the couch. Because Marvel has the Predator license, and I think the problem was by 2001, DC got really complacent. And they were like, this is never going to end. Let's throw away a whole crossover, a whole licensing deal with another competing publisher just to tell this dumbass joke and bilk people out of $6. It's just because it's so disappointing. And it doesn't do anything fun.
No.
On paper, I imagine it, I can see how it got through, where they're like, so the idea is the Predators are finally going to fight all the Justice League, because we're not going to make a Flash versus Predator book. You know, we're not going to do an Atom versus Predator book.
But if you want to see that, it's got to be
It's got to be in the JLA book.
Yeah.
And if we're
Because
going
it's
to
not
do
going to
that,
sell enough on its own.
Flash could beat a Predator in a hot second, but if we have a fast Predator, we could have a Predator for each power set. Now, all of a sudden, the Predators are actually formidable against Martian Manhunter, Wonder Woman, etc. And it's like, I see where you're going with that, but I would have said no to that at the get-go. Like, literally, I would have been like, that sucks.
Yeah.
You're changing the Predators. The whole fun of the Predator is that they hunt guys.
Yeah, they are superior hunters.
Right.
They just adapt what they do
Yeah.
to who they're hunting.
They're good at hunting xenomorphs and human beings. Once you add metahumans into this equation, you have to like muck with it. Like in the Superman Predator story, where he has to lose his powers in order to fight him. So otherwise Clark would have just burned them to death with his heat vision.
Right.
And then it's over. Or pick them up. And they're stabbing at him, you know what I mean? And it just bounces off of him.
Yeah.
He just flies them up into space. And then just leaves them there. And they just float away. You know, that's not interesting. And you gotta come up with reasons.
Yep.
And like maybe just don't do that. You know, hey, instead of doing Superman versus Predator or JLA versus Predator, if you're running out of Batman versus Predators, and by the way, there's 3 of them, and 2 out of 3 are terrible. You do Green Arrow versus Predator. You know, you do another one with a street level hero.
You know, you could do
a couple of these.
You could do this because you just have the Predators have like studied Earth
Yes.
for a long time, and they know everything about Superman, so they bring kryptonite with them.
Right.
Like you could have
they're interstellar
humans fight
travelers.
Superman on Earth. His name's Lex Luthor. He does it all the time.
That's true.
You just have to know the strategies and the tactics and the technology you need to do it.
It would have been a great opportunity actually to take out that Yellow Lantern Predator, who wouldn't be established until later anyway, but the idea of it's a Predator versus Green Lantern. And he's like, pfft. And then the Predator pulls out his Sinestro Core ring that he stole.
Right.
And you're like, what? Yeah, a kryptonite speared Predator.
Yeah.
You could have sold Wonder Woman versus Predator. The Predator lands on Themyscira,
Oh.
starts cutting off the heads of Amazonians. Wonder Woman's got to come back home.
Oh, that would be
That's
cool.
a story,
Yeah.
That's a good story.
right? That's one.
I don't want underwater Predator. I don't care.
Who cares?
Maybe
Predator
they have
goes.
a submarine.
Yeah. Predator goes to Atlantis. I'm not. That's just everything else but underwater. Like there's less tension there. It's not very interesting.
Right.
To me, anyway.
Maybe he starts hunting fishermen.
Right.
And Aquaman's like, no, fishermen, those are my people.
I hunt them. Because the fish are my people.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm thinking, I guess, movie Aquaman is
Yeah.
like friend to
Yeah,
the
he helps them
like
out.
fishing village.
It's
Well, certain fishing villages.
Right.
The ones who give him lots of beer.
The ones who sing to him
Yeah.
for an inappropriately long period of time. Oh, that's nice. They're really revering him. Oh, they're really going for it. Oh, we're gonna
How
hear
long's
the
this
whole
movie?
song. I can see why.
4 hours. You could have put a little bit more on the cutting room floor.
You didn't need to put every molecule of that movie on screen.
Yeah.
DC, I think, got a little too complacent with their relationship. And Marvel has no such pretense. They don't need to make a deal with anybody.
Yeah, it's theirs.
They can just use Predator. And my hope is, because I like these prestige format, despite the fact that I hate everything between the covers, I do like the idea of them just like being like, here's your Predator story. But done.
It's a standalone.
And it's like, that's what you need. Punisher versus Predator should be a one and done. Just Punisher's going to deal with some drug dealers, and then the Predator shows up, and Punisher's like, sweet, cool, good. But then
someone who's actually on my level.
yeah, but the Predator's also killing like cops, or it starts hunting Frank.
But I don't understand. How am I going to get a 6-issue miniseries out of this?
I mean, like,
or
listen,
a 12-issue miniseries.
I'll take a 6-issue Punisher versus Predator story, but like, it better be really cool.
It's not going to be. That's the trouble.
I don't know. See, I think
Depends on who you put on it.
I would hope that when Marvel dips their toe into allowing the Predator to enter the Marvel Universe, because I think that's inevitable, I hope that they have these on hand to go like, let's not forget
How
where
badly
it
could go. Yeah.
Because like, in this collection, there's a Green Lantern versus Aliens story.
Yeah.
It has no business being cool. None whatsoever. And it is. And it doesn't break either of their universe's rules. And it works seamlessly. The idea is that the Xenomorphs are out there somewhere. And hell, Hal encountered them first. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, the problem in that story does come up where he encounters humans, and they are aware of xenomorphs, and it's like, well, where did these humans come from? Like, did they go through like a warp tunnel or something? But
How'd they get there in space?
right. Well, in the same way that, the Planet of the Apes happens, I guess. He went through a wormhole or something.
Oh.
But yeah, so I wanted to mention it because I wanted to be like, hey, listen, Marvel, like, don't fuck this up. I want
don't
more
do this.
cool Predator stories.
We will savage it if you do this.
I could see an Avenger story versus a Predator.
Avengers versus Predator?
Yeah.
What is
It'd have
that?
to be like 30 Predators.
Yeah.
Take on all the Avengers.
Okay, you know what'd be cool? Predator versus Avengers is the Predator infiltrates Avengers Mansion.
Oh.
And it's like
He's sneaking around.
he's sneaking around and like who's in the mansion.
Yeah, but who's he gonna kill?
Right. Well, I guess it depends.
He can kill anybody.
Maybe he doesn't kill anybody. Maybe he's just really scary. And like there's only
Predator
a couple.
doesn't kill somebody. It's not a Predator book.
I agree with that.
Okay, it's not just those people in the Avengers mansion. Like, it depends on where your mansion is.
Right, yeah, that's true. It depends on what time you want to set it into.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing. You could also set it at different periods in time. That there's been Predator stories in Marvel. You could retcon that there's always been Predators. Like, you set it in today, and Wolverine's like, oh, Jesus, these guys. And you find out that there's like a Predator versus Wolverine story that took place in the Savage Land like 30 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Like, hey, cool.
Yeah, okay.
Or that they were always part of the Savage Land. They're
Right.
like, we like it here.
Yeah, the Predators always go to the Savage Land.
Maybe there was a
That's
Predator.
why we don't really care much. It's the Savage Land.
Yeah, I think what happens in the Savage Land stays in the Savage Land.
That's true.
Maybe there was a Predator in the Civil War. Wolverine's like fighting the Civil, and then a Predator shows up on the battlefield. He's got to fight him.
He wasn't there in the Civil War, unfortunately.
Well, he was in that one movie.
I know. Well, that movie sucks. So the possibilities are endless, but I also want them to be like cautious and discerning.
The point is that the story has to come first. You can't just do
Yeah.
it because, wouldn't this be a great thing to see? Who cares about the rest of it?
And what's your idea?
Right. And
That
I
would
don't
be
have one.
That would be a cool thing to see.
That's not
then
an
make
idea.
a poster.
yeah,
What's the plot?
yeah. If you don't have a plot, make it a variant cover.
There
So that's
go.
all you need. And we've seen them, and they're okay. The
Yeah.
Predator variants are not nearly as good as the Xenomorph variants. But you also need to put down a creative team who's excited, and there's no way you won't find them, especially at the Marvel bullpen. You mean to tell me Daniel Warren Johnson didn't give you a baller Alien or Predator pitch? At any point, I promise you he did. Same deal for anybody in the bullpen. Just get whoever you have. Do you think Donnie Cates doesn't have like a Venom versus Predator story? Or a Thor versus Predator story? Predator goes into Asgard? I don't know. I just make fun of him on the couch. I don't come up with them. You do it.
But that
do
would be
it
the great
right.
thing, is that if you have Thor doing that kind of stuff, who is superpowered,
Right.
who is a god,
Yeah,
he could take on like freaking 10 Predators.
right.
It'd be a fight,
Yeah.
but it'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. Maybe. Then that's the thing. It would have to be cool if you have the people who care executing that story.
You could get a couple of them, and then it's going to run out of steam, and then they're going to want to do this.
Right.
And that's where I see like, okay, Batman versus Predator, cool.
Yep. It's never gotten better than that.
Yeah. Then what are you gonna do next? Like,
Yeah.
like you suggested Green Arrow versus Predator. They're like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. We'll make about $5 on that.
Yeah.
So like, we're not gonna do that.
But they
you
made
know what
$6
might
on
make-
this.
No, it'd be like $5 total. Like we'll sell one copy.
I think I think that the novelty,
I think that was the
especially back then,
concern.
really
That's why they
worked.
went to Justice League. They're like, oh, people will pick up a Justice League
That's
versus Predators.
Yeah,
you
no
know.
one's going to pick up the Atom versus
Yeah.
Predator.
Well,
Right.
that's why they're in this. That's right. Yeah, you're right about that.
So that's why I'm worried. Is like you get like one or two really good ones and then they'll just be like, well, we still want to keep making money, but
Yeah.
we can't do like you could do maybe Punisher, but once you start getting into the less popular
Yes.
characters, it's like, well, we're not going to sell it.
Yeah.
I don't care how good the story is; it's not going to sell.
Right.
So let's just do Avengers,
Right.
and then like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Well, but
nobody actually wants to
there's-
tell that
there's a-
story, so it comes out crappy.
There
Here's
are
my
fewer
problem.
Predator versus DC superhero stories than there could be Marvel.
Yeah, I agree. That's
It's Superman and Batman and
there's
Justice
more
League.
potential with Marvel characters than there are
Because
because they're just too powerful.
They're just too powerful,
DC,
yeah.
I mean, Spider-Man could defeat a Predator
But
easily.
he would give him a run for his money.
Yeah, because the
Spider
technology
sense.
it's the technology of the Predator
Easily.
versus
Spider-Man
Spider-Man's
has been
abilities.
Spider-Man's been surprised before.
Yeah,
Yes, but his spider
he
sense
fights
warns
Doc
him of
Ock and
danger.
crap.
Yeah.
Predator's just like just an alien Doc Ock.
Yeah.
My point being is that I don't even understand. Like, I like the fact that they have a Predator license.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the appeal of it.
Normally I would make the book available, but it isn't.
It's not.
But you're in luck because JLA Predator sucks. And so because it was made in 2001, they overprinted it. So you can find it anywhere.
Yeah, go to your local comic store.
Yeah, and just look for it. Just ask them for it, and they'll pre-order it for you.
So you can't get it
You can't get it,
from
but you'll
us,
find it.
but you can get it somewhere.
Get it for yourself if you want.
Please don't pay $5 for it.
No, $1.
See
$1.
if you can haggle them down.
You should. You should. If you ever want to practice your haggling skills, it's a great.
perfect.
You can go. I know this sucks.
Because you can walk away from this.
You can easily. Yeah, you'd be like.
That's the thing. You got to be able to walk away.
I can't believe
to
we didn't do
haggle.
Batman Tarzan Claws of the Catwoman.
Well, if you want to see that, let us know in the comments down below. There's plenty more DC Dark Horse crossovers that have nothing to do with properties I like. We didn't do the Mask Lobo either.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
The Mask.
The
You know,
Mask
the
was
Jim
a Dark
Carrey
Horse
movie.
character. Yeah.
Oh,
Or the Mask, the Joker.
that is
Would you like to see the Joker get the mask?
No.
No.
No, I would not like to see that.
If this episode hits 100,000 views, we will.
That's impossible.
I know. That's how I can make that claim. No. Yeah, exactly. When it hits, like in 2040.
You'll be like, some fan will be like, hey, you said.
Hey!
You're like, what the fuck? I haven't made that show in like 10 years.
What the fuck?
You promised.